Chaos erupts in the living room chairs, crashing my mom's gasps for air as my dad pins her down, fists flying. At 14, I grab the phone, dialing 999 with shaking hands, thinking this nightmare ends tonight. But when he waltzes back home smiling, that's when the real fight began. Stay tuned for the twist that delivered ice-cold justice. Hey, folks, if you've ever witnessed betrayal from a parent turn your world upside down, feeling that gut-wrenching mix of fear and fury, this story will grip your soul. It's about a kid's courage turning the tables on a monster, serving up karma that sticks. If you're all about those empowering revenge moments, hit like, subscribe, and let's roll. This one's raw, real, and relentlessly satisfying. The house always carried that undercurrent of dread, like a storm cloud hanging low. At 14, I shared it with my mom, little brother, and dada, man whose presence shifted the air, making it thicker, harder to breathe. He wasn't a cartoon villain with a mustache twirl. He was real, the kind who smiled at neighbors while unleashing hell behind closed doors, manipulative, always twisting words to make Mom, the enemy, calling her stupid or evil, and hushed tones to me like he was planting seeds in my mind. Your mom's a witch, he'd whisper, eyes narrowing, body leaning in too close, as if to brainwash me into his side, and hypocritical. He'd insult her parents over dinner, calling them dogs or fools, while demanding respect. Like some king, our family ties were frayed. Mom and I clashed sometimes over little things, but she was my anchor, him. He was the wave crashing us apart. This wasn't new. The injustice had scarred us 3 times before the first. He'd hit Mom so hard she crumpled to the floor, hair falling out in clumps from the stress, leaving bald patches like battle wounds. We stayed silent, fear gluing our lips. The second time it escalated, him tossing her around, shouting abuse while filming it on a video call to her parents, making sure my brother and I heard every vile word. See what a nuisance she is? He'd yell, phone shaking in his hand, no report then either. The powerlessness choked us, that universal ache of betrayal from the one meant to protect, and the third. A slap, then blocking her from their bed, forcing her to curl on the cold floor for 2 nights. He'd act normal after like nothing happened, sauntering up to me with that smug grin, bad-mouthing her again. Once Mom confided he'd threatened to punch her until blood pooled, snapping photos to send her family just to humiliate. But 2 days ago, the air crackled with worse. It started over nothing, a disagreement exploding into rage. Dad's face, reddened, veins bulging as he grabbed her neck, choking until her gasps rasped like sandpaper chairs. Toppled with metallic clangs, him using one to strike her across the face, punches landing with sickening thuds all over her body. He threw her like a ragdoll, pinning her to the floor, the carpet muffling her cries. My heart hammered in my ears, a drumbeat of terror from my room. I heard it all, the furniture, scraping her muffled pleas, his grunts of effort. Inside thoughts raced. This can't keep happening, he's going to kill her. The smell of sweat and fear hung heavy, my hands clammy on the doorframe, frustration boiled as it worsened. Mom's voice broke through, weak but desperate. Call the police. Adrenaline surged. I dialed 999, voice trembling as I spilled everything. The past beatings, how he might have used glass this time, painting the full picture of his danger. The operator's calm questions felt like a lifeline, false hope blooming in my chest. Maybe this time they'd stop him. Police knocked soon, after a sharp rap, echoing like salvation. Dad, still heating, shouted at Mom to open the fucking door. Even as she lay battered, unable to rise, he peeked out, then switched like flipping. A mask putting on a giddy, innocent facade, chatting casually as if it was a social call. No cuffs, no arrest. They took him away, but the setback hit hard. After 24 hours, he sauntered back, that arrogant smile wider, like he'd won a lady. On the phone, updating us, sounded shocked. No bail conditions. After attempting murder, the hypocrisy burned. He'd threatened harm before, yet here he was invading our space again. The house felt smaller, his presence a shadow slinking through. rooms, he acted normal, but his eyes gleamed with that manipulative glint body language, screaming control shoulders, squared voice, too cheerful, tension coiled tighter. I couldn't eat, sleep, the bruises on mom's neck, a purple reminder school. Loom Tuesday, but friendship dramas paled against this stress, knotted my stomach, anxiety buzzing like static. I didn't want him near mom. We argued sometimes, but he was the real threat, volatile and nasty. That's when the breaking point shattered. Me alone and my room phone in hand, scrolling advice from strangers, online clarity pierced the fog. No more hiding. This injustice, the system's failure, his untouchable arrogance, fueled a quiet fire. What if I pushed harder? Got proof. Got help. The revenge plan sparked suspenseful and secret doubt crept first. I'm just a kid. What can I do? He'll twist it, make me the bad one, but determination hardened. I'd get a doctor's note for school absence, cite the anxiety, the trauma, push for an emergency school transfer to escape his reach. More. Contact Childline or NSPCC, whisper the details into their helpline. Gather evidence photos of mom's bruises, notes on past threats, learn about domestic violence protection. Orders how police or courts could bar him for 28 days. Internal fears swirled. What if they don't believe me? But visions of safety propelled me, mom healing us free. I confide in a teacher, trigger social services, build a case under. Claire's law to expose his history, execution, sharp, intense steps in the shadows. Heart racing, I snapped discreet photos on my phone. Her swollen face, the chair marks. Slipped out to the doctor voice, steady. I can't go to school. The stress is crushing. Me. Note in hand, I dialed the helpline from a quiet spot, words tumbling. He's back, no conditions, help us. They guided. Report again, push for DVPO, sharp breaths as I told mom, her eyes widening. We'd file together, no grand confrontation. Just calculated, moves each one a nail in his facade authorities. Moved fast this time, social services at the door, armed with our report's evidence stack. Dad's face drained of color, that giddy arrogance crumbling into raw disbelief as officers served the DVPO, barring him from home. This is bullshit. He snarled, anger flashing hot, but humiliation seeped in neighbors, watching his hypocritical mask slip. No more brainwashing, no more threats humiliated. He stormed off, tail between. Legs facing charges that stuck mom's protection order, followed a wall against his return for. Me triumph rushed in relief, like exhaling after holding breath, forever tears. Mixed with a shaky smile as we locked the door, the house lighter. Safer, emotional release hit. Power reclaimed not through violence, but truth. Justice delivered his downfall, an echo of every bruise he'd inflicted, ultimately. Karma thrives on courage speaking up when systems fail, reclaiming power from the powerless. It's not about destruction, but protection. You deserve a home free of fear, and sometimes one call sparks the change. If this story of kid-powered justice gave you chills or hope, smash that like button and comment. What's your take on turning pain into power against abusers? Subscribe for more Reddit revenge that hits hard. See you next time.